Thank you for using Driver Log. This training video will help to familiarize you with this hours of service application. The video is divided into chapters so you can always go back and review a specific chapter of interest. To launch the application, simply click on the icon on your device. Here, enter the group ID, driver ID, and password that's been provided for you. On your first login, you'll be asked to change your password. Simply enter your new password twice. Here's the login screen. First, select your tractor from the list by clicking the Choose button. On the login screen, if you are using a BlueLink connection, wait until the BL sign turns blue and you have a valid GPS signal as indicated on your device. This is to assure that you are receiving the odometer from the vehicle's computer and the city and state are populated from the device's GPS receiver. If the BL symbol does not change to blue, then please verify that you have selected the correct vehicle. If you have verified the truck selection is correct and you are still not connecting, restart the tablet and attempt to log in again. If your connection is through a Wi-Fi hotspot, then the PIC symbol turns green. If it does not connect, then go to the Wi-Fi hotspot selection of the device and verify that you have selected the Wi-Fi hotspot that corresponds to your vehicle's license plate. Now, the odometer will be automatically pulled from the vehicle's ECM. The city and state will be retrieved from the GPS. Enter the manifest number and trailer and co-driver if applicable, and click Login. Once you log in, you will be at the Driver Log home screen. Let's go around the screen to familiarize you with the app. First, on the foreground, we have the graph style grid that you know from your paper logs. Above, we have a summary of your on-duty and driving time for both the cycle and the shift. The flag indicates your current rule set. As you can see, we are currently under the federal rule set. If you are following intrastate rules or any other special rules, this indicator will change. The green bar will shrink as time passes and change color as you approach a violation. Green means you are in good standing, yellow means you are approaching a violation, and red indicates that you are in violation. Also, we have dynamic fields to give you details of your current status countdowns. As you see, we are off duty, so this displays our current off-duty time. If you are on duty, you will see a countdown to your next break. In the center, we have both the speed and the trip mileage for the day. On the top right, we have indicators letting you know you are connected to your truck's ECM. Green or blue means you are connected to the truck, and red means you need to check the connection to the ECM. Next, we have a Submit button, which allows you to digitally sign your logs at the end of the day. The Officer button is for roadside inspections. Click this button to enter Officer View. Most importantly, we have the green Duty Status button, which indicates your current status, and when clicked, opens the Duty Status selection menu. Swipe up at the bottom of the screen to see a list of your logs for the day. Click on any selection to have more detail. Notice we have the Cycle Reset button, as we are eligible for a reset. Not displayed is a button that will allow you to review suggested edits from your carrier's fleet manager. On the top left, we have an accordion button to bring up the menu. From this menu, we can look at our cycle report, our calendar, change languages, switch HOS rules, change our password, switch drivers, show edit events, look at our info, find our version, and most importantly, send a problem report. First, the cycle report. Use this feature to look at past events in your cycle. Just click on the day, and you can go through your history. Next is the calendar. Very similar to the cycle report, but you can select a specific day in history. You can change your password, switch drivers, show deleted will reveal any original information from edited events. About will show you the software version number so you always know you're up to date. And most importantly, the problem report. If you encounter any problems in the field, please submit a detailed description of the problem here and the events that led to that issue, and click Submit. To exit the menu bar, simply click back on Driver Log to return to the home screen. The big green button on the right-hand side is used to change our duty status. Here we can change to driving, on duty, off duty, sleep or berth. We can have our inspection, log out, adverse driving, personal use or personal conveyance, yard moves, comment, new manifest, switch truck, or switch trailer. At the beginning of the day, we select on duty, not driving. We can select a reason, fueling, loading, unloading, breakdown. For me, because it's the beginning of the day, I'm going to select pre-trip inspection. The odometer is retrieved from the ECM, and the city and state are retrieved from GPS. This takes me into my DVIR. Click Next and check any boxes that need repair. If all is satisfactory, click the checkbox and enter your signature. Save and send. We'll send it off to the server. After your pre-trip, you can manually change to driving. The odometer is retrieved from the ECM, and the city and state are retrieved from the GPS. Or, as per the FMCSA's guidelines, when your vehicle reaches 5 miles an hour, the ELD will auto-switch to driving for you. Also, while you're driving and reach a stop for 5 consecutive minutes, the app will automatically switch you to on-duty, not driving. Notice we are now on duty. We see the brake counter for our next brake time. Now we will review how to make an edit. To make an edit, swipe up to view your events. You cannot edit driving records or entries that are automatically generated by the system, such as auto switch to driving and auto switch to on duty. All other events are editable, as all original event data are saved for review. On this example, I'm going to change my on-duty time for my pre-trip inspection before my route today. To do this, we click and long press on the event. Here we can edit, we can add an event before, or we can add an event after. I'm going to edit. I'm going to change my time as I actually started my day earlier. Adjust your time and click OK. And then you need to put a comment. Now you can see the edited event in the log, and you can click on the event to see who created the event, what time it was originally created, and all other data. As per the FMCSA guidelines, the dispatcher is able to suggest edits to a driver's logs after they have been electronically signed. The driver then has to accept the proposed changes. When the dispatcher suggests an edit, an indicator will appear. The driver presses it to review the suggestion. Now let's view the suggested dispatcher edit. Now we're in the cycle report screen, and as you can see, Tuesday is highlighted in yellow because that's where the edit is taking place. I can drag my graph style grid up, and I can see the edit in question has an indicator right here, and I can click to view the edit. This is adjusting my time 21 minutes into the future. It says the driver logged off later, and I'm going to accept it. Now let's switch between federal and state rule sets. Please notice we have the American flag displayed, indicating that we are currently under the federal rule set. Some states, such as Texas and California, have their own intra-state rules. If you are just driving through one of these states, then the local rules do not apply. However, if you remain within state lines, you may follow the local state rule sets. You have the choice to automatically change rule sets or manually change rule sets as you cross state lines. For example, let's manually switch to Texas rules. Here, I click on the accordion button and select Switch to HOS Rules. I select Texas, and now you'll notice that the Texas flag is displayed and my on-duty and shift timers have changed according to the local rule sets. Click on the officer icon on the top right corner to enter the officer view. The officer view layout is tailored to meet the requirements of the ELD mandate. Click the Today button to view previous days in the cycle. To email the FMCSA standardized report, click the Send Report button. If the officer would like to receive a copy of the transaction, they simply enter a key phrase or code after pressing the Add Comment button. Please note that we do not show any violations in the officer view. Also, the officer will not be able to exit to the driver's home screen, as this is locked with the driver's password. You can switch back to the home screen by clicking on the officer icon and entering your password. With Driver Log, you have the ability to log your fuel purchases, quantity, and price, and upload a picture of the receipt. To do so, simply click on the Duty Status button and select Fueling from the menu. This will toggle the fueling form. Input the quantity of fuel purchased and price, and you can optionally take a photo of your receipt. When you are done, hit Save and Send, and this will be sent off to your fleet manager. Just like with your paper logs, at the end of the day, you have to sign your electronic logs. Do so by clicking on the button on the top right that looks like an arrow going through a cloud. Enter your password and click Submit. Once you've done this, the fleet manager will be able to make edit suggestions to your submitted logs. The login process for Canadian rules is identical to the US rules shown previously. Once the driver logs in, he will be prompted to select Cycle 1 or Cycle 2. Let's choose Cycle 1. Notice when I'm under the Canadian rule set, my speed and my trip data are both in kilometers. Please notice the option for deferral. When the driver selects deferral, I will have additional time to drive today, and I will have to pay that time off tomorrow. Switching between Canadian and American rule sets is done automatically by GPS. However, the driver has the option, while in Canada, to manually switch to US rules to check his shift and balance cycles under the FMCSA's rules. Now I can see my remaining on-duty and driving balance for both my shift and cycle, and I can switch back and my Canadian balance is restored. The ELD will switch automatically when crossing into the north of 60 geographical region, and the balances will be updated accordingly. The driver also has the ability to manually change into and out of the north of 60 rules to check their remaining balance. To switch to French Canadian, simply click on the accordion button to bring up the menu, select Languages, and select French Canadian.